Once a national hero of France, wealthy, courageful, and even at the position of Marshal of France at a remarkably young age. Gilles de Rais stood proudly beside Joan of Arc in battle. Yet, within a decade, he would be accused of horrific crimes and publicly executed. Was he truly guilty, or was he a victim of political conspiracy? Let's uncover the story of one of medieval Europe's most chilling and controversial figure. Born in 1405 into the house of Montmorency-Laval, an ancient and powerful noble family, Gilles de Rais inherited vast lands and riches after the early deaths of his parents. Raised by his grandfather, a stern and calculating guardian, Gilles was given the finest education available: combat training, religious instruction, Latin, and literature. His upbringing molded him into a skilled and polished courtier and warrior. At just 24 years old, Gilles gained fame as a brilliant military leader during the 100 Years' War. He fought bravely at the Siege of Orléans in 1429, earning the rare title of Marshal of France. As one of Joan of Arc's most loyal allies, he became a national icon of valor. His battlefield successes brought him both glory and influence at the royal courts. After Joan's death, Gilles withdrew from military life and turned his attention to extravagant personal pursuits. He spent his fortune into architecture works and founded an elaborate theatrical production, Le Mystère de la Passion, a massive play featuring hundreds of participants. But his fascination with esoteric knowledge, alchemy, and the occult deepened. He began consulting sorcerers in an attempt to regain his lost wealth. Rumors of strange rituals and erratic behavior at his castle began to stir fear among the local populace. By 1440, alarming reports of missing children in Brittany led to formal investigations. Gilles de Rais became the central figure in what would become one of medieval Europe's most disturbing criminal cases. Bishop Jean de Malestroit led the inquiry, and Duke John V of Brittany, possibly eyeing Gilles' estates, ordered secular proceedings. The court heard testimonies claiming that between 1432 and 1440, Gilles had kidnapped, abused, and murdered over 100 children. Some sources even say more than 140. Most victims were poor peasant boys lured to his castle with the promise of work or food. The accusations included acts of torture, sexual abuse, and ritualistic killings allegedly tied to demonic summoning. Despite the sensational nature of the charges, no physical evidence was produced. In a stunning turn, Gilles confessed, reportedly without torture. Some believe he was genuinely remorseful. Others argue the confession came under immense psychological pressure or threat of eternal damnation. The trial was as political as it was criminal. Gilles' land were confiscated, and his downfall benefited several influential figures. Some modern historians suggest he may have been framed, his odd behavior exploited to bring about a convenient and dramatic fall from grace. On October 26, 1440, Gilles de Rais was executed in Nantes. He was hanged and then burned, a grim spectacle meant to serve both justice and deterrence. Before his death, he repented publicly, asking for the people's forgiveness and urging them to pray for his soul. Some wept, mourning the loss of the once great hero who had ridden beside a saint. Over time, legend overtook fact. Gilles has been connected, though without concrete evidence, to the tale of Bluebeard, the murderous nobleman from folklore. His story has since inspired countless books, plays, and debates, blending horror with history. He became a cautionary symbol of corrupted virtue and moral downfall. And even today, historians still disagree. Some argue Gilles was guilty of unimaginable crimes, and others believe he was the target of greed and political power plays. The lack of physical evidence and the complexity of the confessions make it one of the most perplexing cases of medieval Europe time. So, was he a monster, a scapegoat, or something in between? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to support us, don't forget to like, subscribe. And if you really want to support us, you can also now be a member. Until next time, and as always, this is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.